We judge strangers by their actions, but expect everyone to judge us by our intentions. And that's at the heart of something called attribution theory, the way we explain people's behavior, often without even realizing it. But how do these everyday mistakes shape your relationships, your self-image, and even your first impressions? Back in the 1950s, psychologist Fritz Heider proposed something simple but powerful. Humans are natural storytellers about behavior. Every time we see someone act, we instantly create a story. Was it because of who they are, or because of what happened to them? This instinct, explaining behavior, is the foundation of attribution theory. However, we don't always tell ourselves the right story. Attribution theory is the study of how people explain the causes of behavior. Whenever we see someone act, our minds instinctively ask, was this because of the person or because of the situation? Psychologists break it down into two big categories. The first is internal attribution, also called dispositional attribution. You believe the cause lies inside the person, their character, personality, motives, abilities. You think, he's selfish, she's irresponsible, they're rude. Internal attribution feels fast, satisfying, but it also locks people into harsh negative labels. The second is external attribution, also called situational attribution. You believe the cause lies outside the person, their environment, stress, bad luck, or circumstances. You think, maybe he's just having a rough day. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe the situation's harder than it looks. External attribution takes more effort. You have to slow down and imagine what you can't see. When it's about other people, we tend to default to internal attribution. They did it because of who they are. When it's about ourselves, we lean on external attribution. I did it because of what was happening to me. And that leads straight into one of the biggest cognitive mistakes we make. Why do strangers seem worse than they really are? And why do we seem better? It's called the fundamental attribution error. Imagine this. You're driving. Someone cuts you off. You think, they're reckless. They don't care about anyone. But now assume you cut someone off. You think, I didn't see them, I'm stressed, I didn't mean it. Same behavior, two completely different judgments. Or maybe you meet someone who's quiet at a party. You assume they're rude, they're antisocial. But when you're quiet, you know the truth. I'm just tired. It's been a long week. We explain our behavior with kindness and context. We explain others' behavior with criticism. I learned this lesson the hard way. Early in my career, I had a manager who barely made eye contact. Every meeting, every hallway glance felt cold. I was convinced he hated me. Months later, someone told me he struggled with severe social anxiety. It wasn't about me at all. I spent months misjudging him because my brain jumped to the easiest story. Now, if we're quick to misjudge others, we're even faster at protecting ourselves. It's called the self-serving bias. When something good happens, we take full credit. When something bad happens, we find something or someone else to blame. You ace a test? I'm brilliant. I worked so hard. You bomb a test? That teacher is impossible. The test was unfair. Win a game? I'm a natural. Lose? The controller glitched. Self-serving bias acts like a little emotional bodyguard. It shields your self-esteem, and honestly, sometimes that's a good thing. It keeps you from collapsing every time you fail. But if you only ever shift the blame, you stop growing. You stop seeing reality clearly. It's like playing Mario Kart. Win a race? I'm a driving genius. Hit a banana peel. The game is rigged. We love to be the hero of the story, but we hate being the villain. Hold on, think about it. How often have you told yourself a hero story when things went right, but found someone else to blame when things went wrong? If you're starting to see yourself and other people a little differently right now, that's what this channel is all about. Hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss how deep this really goes. Now here's something even more fascinating. The way you explain behavior isn't just about you. It's about the culture you grew up in. In Western cultures like the US or Canada, success is personal. Failure is personal. You made your bed, now you lie in it. But in Eastern cultures like Japan, China, or Korea, people zoom out. They see behavior through the lens of the group, relationships, and systems. If a project fails, Western thinking says, "Who messed up?" Eastern thinking often asks, "Where did the system break down? How can the group support each other next time?" One of my friends experienced this firsthand in Japan. He was leading a business deal. During a meeting, when something went wrong, he pointed out the individual responsible. Instantly, the room froze. People looked away. The energy shifted. In Japanese culture, public blame isn't just rude, it's humiliating. The goal isn't to shame individuals, it's to preserve dignity, solve problems quietly, and protect group trust. When you see mistakes, are you zooming into blame, or zooming out to understand the system behind it? Finally, let's talk about first impressions. They're powerful, fast, and often dead wrong. You meet someone who's distracted, blunt, distant, and instantly, your brain labels them, "They're rude. They don't like me. They're not my kind of person." But attribution theory reminds us, behavior is complicated, context is invisible, quick judgments are dangerous shortcuts. Before you slap a label on someone, pause. Ask yourself, could there be more to this story? Could something be happening that I just can't see yet? Because the grace you wish people gave you is probably the same grace someone else needs too. Judging less isn't about being naive. It makes you wise. It shows you're strong enough to zoom out and see the bigger picture. If this helped you rethink the way you see others and yourself, stick around. We dive deeper into the psychology shaping everyday life every week. See you in the next video.